Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, May 9, 2025 are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens, to grill Ned Quartermaine, Wally Kurth, Brooklyn Quartermaine, Amanda Setton, and Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard. Meet with Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn. Plus, Jens Sidwell, Carlo Rota, issues another proposition. In tomorrow's episode, expect Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, and Sidwell to meet with Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard. In a preview clip, Sidwell laughs and then corrects Sonny, saying he's there to make a deal. The villain adds that it will be a deal that is mutually beneficial for them both. However, it doesn't look like Sonny is too pleased. Over at the hospital, Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, will continue threatening Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr. Brad Cooper, Perry Shen, made a deal with Drew and is leaving town with a wad of cash. Meanwhile, Portia will try to convince Drew that she can't control Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner. Drew really doesn't care and tells Portia that they've barely scratched the surface of what she can do. So it sounds like Drew doesn't plan on having Portia arrested, but is going to make her do his bidding. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, May 9 reveal that Lulu questions Ned. Now this has to do with Lois Cerullo, Rena Sofer, defending Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, to Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna. Lulu made a note to find out Lois' location during Gio's birth. Lulu probably assumes that Ned will remember where Lois was all those years ago. Ned might wonder what this has to do with, though. Lois has maintained that she didn't even tell her husband about Brooke Lynn's teen pregnancy. So, will Lulu's questioning have Ned confronting Lois? Of course, it's also possible that Ned might have found out over the years and just never said anything to Lois. At the same time, this really isn't Lulu's story or her business. Fans will also see Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, and Willow Tate Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, have another tense encounter. Willow also confronts Curtis about the article. Back to Lulu, she tells Danny Morgan, Asher Antonizin, that they need to get a few things straight. Over with Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, he asks Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, if he's threatening to charge Danny with manslaughter. Plus, Brooke Lynn and Chase will meet with Alexis. Meanwhile, Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, confronts Lois as Ned observes. Friday's episode of General Hospital explodes with tension as old secrets collide with new betrayals, leaving relationships fractured and loyalties tested across Port Charles. As Jason Morgan's patience runs dry, Sonny Corinthos is confronted with an unimaginable truth. Meanwhile, Portia Robinson is cornered, and Ned Quartermaine finds himself in the hot seat once again, this time with no escape route. Jason Morgan reaches his breaking point. Jason Morgan has always been the strong, silent type. But after weeks of dodging half-truths and vague answers, he's done playing nice. The day begins at the PCPD, where Jason demands a private meeting with Anna Devane. Though Anna attempts to keep her composure, she can't hide the flicker of concern in her eyes as Jason steps into her office like a man with nothing left to lose. "You knew," he says, his voice low but charged with fury. "You knew who ordered the hit, and you kept it from me." Anna hesitates, her eyes darting to the file on her desk. The one Jason has no idea she just updated with fresh intelligence. "I didn't have confirmation, Jason. I was trying to protect." "Protect who?" Jason's fists clench. "Because it sure as hell wasn't me." The air crackles with tension. Jason's demand is simple: full disclosure, no more smoke and mirrors. And Anna, finally backed into a corner, hands over a name. One Jason never saw coming. A name connected to an old enemy presumed to be long gone. Jason leaves Anna's office with more than just anger, he leaves with a target. And someone in Port Charles is about to feel the full force of a man pushed too far. Sonny Corinthos stares down the unthinkable. Over at Sonny's penthouse, the coffee mogul is grappling with a betrayal he never expected. Dex Heller returns from his mysterious trip, bruised and bitter, with a warning that lands like a bomb. You've got a traitor in your ranks, and they're closer than you think. Sonny doesn't trust easily, but Dex brings receipts, literal ones, tracing payments and coded messages back to someone inside Sonny's organization. Someone who's been feeding intel to the feds. And then comes the bigger blow. The name Dex suspects. Avery Jerome Corinthos. Sonny stares at him in stunned disbelief. You're telling me Ava, my daughter's mother, has been playing me? Dex shrugs, clearly uncomfortable. The timing lines up. And she's been meeting someone regularly at Windermere. Someone with federal connections. The idea that Ava would risk their uneasy peace is almost too much for Sonny to bear. His hands tremble as he pours a drink. If you're wrong, I'm not. Later, Sonny visits Ava at the gallery. She senses something's off the second he walks in. Did I forget to send Avery's lunchbox home again? She jokes, trying to lighten the mood. But Sonny's expression is unreadable. We need to talk, now. Portia Robinson trapped in a web of secrets. At General Hospital, Portia Robinson is already having a bad day. Curtis has been asking more questions about the mysterious funding for Trina's art residency, and it's only a matter of time before someone traces it back to her private account. The one she set up after receiving a donation from an anonymous benefactor. That benefactor, Cyrus Renault. Portia thought she could take the money, help her daughter, and walk away clean. But nothing in Port Charles stays buried forever. Enter Jordan Ashford, who corners Portia in the GH locker room with a knowing smirk. You've been busy lately. Trina's trip to Paris, those new MRI machines. You're quite the miracle worker. I have donors, Portia snaps. Sure you do, Jordan replies, flipping open her folder. Too bad one of them just showed up on the FBI's watch list. Portia's face drains of color. She knows what this means, not just for her medical career, but for her marriage, her daughter's future, and the fragile trust she's spent months rebuilding. Before she can respond, Jordan adds coldly, you either tell Curtis the truth, or I will. Ned Quartermain faces fire from all sides. At the Quartermain mansion, Ned finds himself interrogated, not by the SEC, but by the people he loves. Olivia, Tracy, and Brooklyn have questions he can't avoid anymore. Did you really know what Michael was doing with that shell company? Olivia asks, her voice shaking. Because the board thinks you did, and if you did, you could go to jail. I didn't know, Ned insists. I thought the company was a tax shelter, nothing illegal. Brooklyn doesn't look convinced. You expect us to believe that? After what happened with ELQ last time? Ned is adamant that he's not the whistleblower, despite earlier rumors. But even his most sincere denials aren't enough for Olivia, who has had her trust tested one too many times. Later, Ned receives a cryptic call from a blocked number. The voice on the other end offers him a deal, full immunity in exchange for testifying against both Michael and Valentine. It's the kind of deal that could save his skin and destroy his family. Also happening around Port Charles. Dan Falconeri and Sam McCall make a breakthrough in their investigation into Pikeman, discovering a shell company tied to Sonny's offshore account. The name Stone Ridge Enterprises keeps popping up, and Jason's fingerprints are all over it. Sam doesn't want to believe it, but Dante urges her to consider the possibility that Jason isn't telling them everything. Elizabeth Weber comforts Jake, who is rattled by Jason's increasing volatility. He's not the same, Jake says, referring to his father. He's colder. Liz can't help but agree. And wonders if Jason's time away changed him more than anyone realizes. Trina receives an anonymous text that reads, "Be careful who you trust in Paris. Eyes are always watching." The message sends her into a spiral, especially when she realizes it came from a French number linked to a burner phone. Carly Spencer confronts Michael about his next move. You're playing with fire, and Jason's already burning. Michael remains calm but firm. Jason can handle himself. But Sonny? He's not who he used to be. It's time for a new leader. Friday's cliffhanger. The episode ends with Jason arriving at Pier 55, the meeting point Anna reluctantly gave him. He's expecting to find one of Pikeman's lieutenants, maybe even a trap. What he finds instead? Sonny. The two men stare at each other, both with guns at their sides, both with suspicion in their eyes. Jason breaks the silence. I thought you were in this with me. Sonny's eyes narrow. And I thought you were done keeping secrets. Gunmetal tension builds between the two old friends, and just as Sonny opens his mouth to speak, a shot rings out. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.